Because here's what happens. Life is going in a certain direction. You're taking your kids to school, you're driving home, and you get the bad phone call. Mom fell, she's in the hospital. Then you go to the hospital, and the social worker at the hospital says, you know what, Mom's not ready to come home. I don't think she could ever come home. She's got dementia, she has health issues, and suddenly you're faced with this really tough decision that was nowhere near your radar. What are the resources you can use, and what are you looking for to make the right choice to get Mom where she needs to be?
That's a great question, and I want to say that one of the reasons I really love this kind of work, that is prosecuting nursing home claims, is because we really see some terrible things that happen in nursing homes. Bed sores, falls, broken hips, head fractures, just terrible things. And the people that come to see us feel terrible about the fact that their mom or their dad was put into a facility and they feel responsible for it. I always say to them, if you knew what you knew now, right, you wouldn't have put them in there.
Yeah.
But people feel terrible about what happens. And so what I want to talk about is the things that you can do in advance of putting Mom and Dad in a facility, hopefully to prevent any of that from happening in the first place. And so you bring up a good scenario, because long-term care for a lot of people is something they don't really think about. No one really thinks about that Mom or Dad's going to have an accident and not going to be able to come home from a hospital. And a lot of people have no plan in place in what to do if that happens. A lot of times when people get elderly, they fall, and if they get injured and they have to go to rehab, and sometimes they can't come home from that rehab. Or a lot of scenarios are two people that care for someone who's old, they have jobs and the person has Alzheimer's or dementia, which is very typical once you start to advance in years, and it's just not safe for them to be at home, but they don't have the resources to have one person stay at home to provide the care. And so these things are typically not something that you have the luxury of time to prepare for. So what a lot of times happens is a person will be at the hospital and the social worker comes to them and just gives them a list of facilities and says, which one of these are we sending your mom to? And they're not prepared, and they don't know what to ask, and they don't know what to do.